Thing about the Weird West is, it ain't kind. Flesh eaters took your husband, killed your son cold. Time to dig up them shooting irons. The town, flesh eaters were here. Time for some persuasion. How you gonna play this out? Clean and quiet? Or something more resolute? An oddity. Something wakes up inside of you. Trail's still hot. Time to get hunting. But there are more than two ways to skin a hare. You'll find yourself wearing different pairs of boots, with different persuasions. You can use them smarts real quiet-like. Or you can tap into something a bit less conventional and bring the West to its knees. Regardless, if you want to survive, you're gonna need to experiment. Use the land to your advantage. Bend the West to your will. Or shoot, become your own force of nature, and bring the West to its knees. This here, it's just a sampling of what's in store. Your actions, they'll inspire tall tales. Tales of brutality, of the occult, the perverse. When they gather around the campfire, they'll speak your name and tremble. Welcome to the Weird West.
Hi, this is Rafael Colantonio, Creative Director of Weird West. This is the first entry in a series of deeper looks into Weird West, our mix of action, RPG and immersive sim here at FullHDPC Studios. For this episode, we want you to get a sense of how the game feels and how the immersive sim elements come into play. You start the first of 5 journeys as bounty hunter Jane Bell. Your son was killed, your spouse was abducted, and you're out to find out who did this and set things right. But there are 4 more journeys in this tale of the Weird West. 5 unique characters, all of which intersect at some point. One of our goals with Weird West is for everything that seems interactive to actually be interactive. So let's have a look around and interact with the world. We can move things, search anything, take items from inventories, or place items from your inventory into the world, carry bodies, bury bodies, kick things, set things on fire, and more. If you see something that seems possible, chances are it is possible, and it feeds into the simulation to create gameplay opportunities. While the game's moment to moment is about exploration and action, the game structure is very much that of an RPG. You can travel anywhere thanks to the travel map and select where you want to go next, including in areas that you haven't discovered yet. Along the way, you might run into a few surprises or stumble across new locations to explore. Players will make their way through frontier towns, mining outposts, hidden oases, and more. The West holds an abundance of quests to tackle, locations to explore, characters to talk to. There's so many ways for the game to respond to your actions. You can follow directions or go rogue and unveil the ever-thickening mystery of the Weird West on your own terms. Either way, you're looking at a good 40 hours of gameplay split between 5 characters that are tied together in ways that will be revealed at the end. Hope you enjoyed this video. There is more to come soon. And before I forget, Weird West launches January 11th on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. We hope you are as excited to experience what we've created as we were to make it. Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of our in-depth looks into Weird West. In this one, we'll take a look at our game's elements of simulation. Weird West offers a large number of systems that can not only interact with the player, but also with each other to create spontaneous opportunities for resolving challenges in ways that the designers might not even have expected. Elements and materials such as fire, water, wind, acid, oil, wood, metal, and even food. Players can experiment and find creative ways to take advantage of the properties of all of these systems by trying things out. Say, for example, you find yourself on fire. You can use water to put yourself out, but you can also use that water to your advantage. Or, say you need some health and there's a storm coming. If you can grab an empty barrel and turn it right side up, you might find yourself a healing opportunity. The simulation also applies to people and their existence in the world, how they respond to sounds, how they respond to the player's actions and to other NPCs. But we'll save this for another time. Look forward to more detail about our justice system in later videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon for more videos about Weird West. Hello and welcome to a new episode of our in-depth looks into Weird West. Today, we'll look over combat, stealth and abilities. Let's see some of the tools we offer to players so that they can play their own way. Combat feels immediate, expressive and deliberate in Weird West. You can aim at absolutely anything that is interactive and develop indirect strategies that make use of all of the systems in the game. Combat also comes with abilities and perks that you can choose to upgrade based on your combat style. Would you like to have the ability to incinerate everything in a radius around you? Or perhaps shoot multiple enemies at once? Or even rain lightning down on your enemies? Or maybe you feel a little more on the avoidance side of things. Are you a bit low on bullets? Then know that the game supports stealth, knockouts, drop attacks, and other stealth tools linked to weapons and abilities. All of these mechanics layer together and empower you, the player, to master the game in a way that feels the most fun to you. Welcome to the Weird West, with a French accent. Hello and welcome to a new episode of our in-depth looks into Weird West. This time, we'll talk a bit about how the player relates to the citizens of Weird West, and vice versa. The game's systems allow you to commit crimes, small and big, but if you do so and have been seen, you'll deal with the consequences of your actions. Lawmen are here for you, and so is jail. You'll pay one way or the other. Or not. And if you run away from the place where you committed a crime, it is likely that bounty hunters will come after you. Also, if you become someone's enemy, they might get back at you at some later point and ambush you when you don't expect it. On the other side of that, you can make friends who will be eternally grateful and who will occasionally show up during a dire moment in combat and help you survive. See you in the Weird West on March 31st, 2022. Hi, this is Rafael Colantonio, and this is our latest and last video of our in-depth looks into Weird West. Let's see how your actions and choices affect your relationships with locations and other characters. Our game remembers what happens in each location. So if you take out an entire city, it eventually turns out into a ghost town. But it won't stay empty forever. All our locations react to your behaviors. Play nice and you'll be welcome. But if you decide to stir trouble, don't be surprised when you're faced with the consequences. The characters in our game remember your actions too. So, if you wrong a friend in one journey, they'll remember you next time around, and they might not be happy to see you. Who you befriend, who you betray, which places you protect and which you leave to protect themselves. Every choice matters. Play your way in the Weird West. Available March 31st, 2022.